good evening, one and all, and welcome back to the Blue Rose Respite as we continue the wonderful story of Doki Doki Literature Club. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. I am so excited to continue this game, and I hope you all are as well. So, an interesting thought occurred earlier today, and I was thinking, since a number of you are familiar with this game, I was thinking, before we continue onwards, why don't we have a look at the side stories that have come out as part of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. So why don't we head over back to our desktop and we can have a look at some of the side stories, just because I figured a number of you will be already familiar with what the main story embodies and the snippets of character development we get there. But why don't we have a look at some of the side stories? I'm not sure if we'll be able to get all the way through, just depending on the choices we're going to be making. I want the choices that I make in this stream to be organic and not trying to adhere to unlocking certain stories or achievements and stuff like that. But why don't we have a look at, like, Trust Part 1, which is already just an interesting choice. But before we continue, thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. Let us first see who's in the chat this evening. Regem, how's it going? Samuel? Oh my god, Franklin! Thank you so much. Sorry, first and foremost, thank you so much, Franklin, for the 1,000 bits. Hi, Steph. Stumbled across your YouTube this weekend and I've been binging it. You're so talented. Thank you for your work. And thank you. Thank you so much for your amazing support. Whether it's like views and like especially bit drops like this. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Take a seat. Enjoy yourself. The chat is wonderful and welcoming, so I hope you have fun with us. But yes, people in the chat, let us welcome back Regem, Samuel, Kimikun, and a big welcome to Franklin as well. It's their first time with us. The Lou Bear, 87, Gunman Grim, how's it going? Glad you could make it. Oh, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. So yes, why don't we try one of these side stories, at least the first part of a side story. The side stories are stories of friendship that are unrelated to the events of the main game. To get all 6 side stories, try writing poems for different characters and viewing their special scenes in Doki Doki Literature Club. Okay, why don't we go with Trust? We'll just do this one first and see what it's like. Yes. Samuel, that's a good point, but the thing is, I don't know if once we continue past, say, a point of no return, if it'll affect our ability to look at side stories. That's the only thing. So why don't we just do this as a tester, and then if it picks up that we see a bit more than we initially expected, then I come back later. But oh, it's everyone's favorite girl! Okay, everyone. The Literature Club is starting. Let's all have a seat and take attendance, okay? Oh, I miss Debate Club. Who knew it'd be so difficult to start a new club? I feel worse with every day that passes without anyone coming in. I'm really starting to lose confidence. Monica is the only member of the Literature Club. In the days that have passed, all of her efforts to recruit new members have been fruitless. Am I going about this wrong? Monica glances at one of her flyers. The headline is, "Do you like literature?" Maybe nobody is into literature enough to pick it over their other club interests. Oh, she looks so sad. I can't just rely on people liking literature. I need to sell them on a vision. A vision? But what kind of vision? Monica rests her head on her desk, deep in thought. But before she realizes it, the recent nights of staying up too late start to catch up on her. It's so quiet, and the noise of the air conditioner is soothing. If at all it feels like it's going to be hinting at later stuff, I will quit and go back to the menu, just because some people in chat are not familiar with this game and I don't want too many spoilers. Hello? Oh, Sayori. Suddenly, a voice causes Monica to snap awake. Oh my gosh! I'm so sorry, I never do this. Is this the napping club? No, this is... Monica pauses, suddenly embarrassed to admit that this is, in fact, the literature club. Also, let me know if the music is too loud, just because I think it might be a little bit louder than last time, so let me know if you want me to lower it a little bit. Actually, I might just do that now. There we go, that should be better for you guys. Now you can hear me a little bit clearer over the music. Because I want it to be like a gentle melody in the background while you focus on the story. Monica pauses, suddenly embarrassed to admit that this is, in fact, the literature club. This is the literature club? Yay! I thought I got it wrong for a sec. I'm super sorry. It was like so unprofessional of me to do that. Don't apologize. I do it all the time. Oh. Did I miss the club meeting? Where is everyone? Well, about that. This is everybody. Really? Just you? But we're getting more members. I'm working really hard on it. Hold a sec. If it's just you, that means I get to be vice president. Wait, vice president? What are your qualifications? Well, I'm better at napping than you. Maybe I should be president. Now you're just making fun of me. Oh, I'm sorry. What was your name? Sayori. Okay, Sayori. I've been trying really, really hard on this club. I know you caught me at a weird time, but it's really disheartening to not be taken seriously, you know? I care so much about this. I just want to find other people who do too. Oh no. I'm so sorry. I do care, I promise. Okay, I might just turn the volume down just a little bit more. Okay, that should be better for you guys. Now it looks like you can hear me a bit clearer over the music. I have a hard time being serious, that's all. I didn't mean for it to hurt you. And I was joking about the vice president thing. I would make a terrible vice president. I mean, I'm sure that Monica tries to say something reassuring, but it's difficult when she still doesn't know much about Sayori. I'm sorry that this isn't like a real club yet. Would you still be interested in joining after I've found a few more members, at least? Well, no. I want to join now. Really? Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Besides, I can tell how hard you've been working. You're doing something amazing and you should be proud of it, you know? So let me help you turn something stressful into something fun. If nothing else, I'm good at that, so... Honestly, how could I possibly say no to that? That's really sweet of you, Sayori. Oh, I'm Monica, by the way. Monica! That's such a cool name. Oh, now you're just trying to cheer me up. But you're smiling. Well, I didn't say it didn't work. Monica glances at the flyer on her desk and realizes that her name is already written on it. So what do we do first? Well, it's getting pretty late, isn't it? We can go home and try to come up with some new ideas to recruit club members. I can do that. Cool. And I think I need to put some more thought into my vision for the club. You know, like a mission. My mission is to make everyone happy. Yeah, something like that. I need to think about it. Hey, do you like hugs? I guess so. Sayori suddenly pulls Monica into a friendly hug, then lets go. Some people can just really use a hug sometimes. Besides, Sayori whispers loudly, hug energy is what keeps me at my best. Hug energy? Monica laughs. Although Sayori is very different from her, Monica feels her spirits lifted. Maybe it's just because she finally found another club member. But, well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow then. It'll be fun. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna really think harder tonight about how to get more people. Yeah, me too. Oh, they get along so well. A day passes and the time comes for the literature club, Monica and Sayori, to reconvene. As president, Monica ensures that she's the first to arrive at the club room, but she finds herself waiting longer than expected for Sayori. It's been 10 minutes already. Maybe Sayori changed her mind about joining? No, that can't be. She was so excited yesterday. But I'm getting kind of worried. Suddenly, Sayori comes bounding through the door. In her hand, she's holding a sheet of paper. Sorry I'm late, I'm here. It's okay, welcome back. And? Sayori spins over to Monica and deposits the sheet onto Monica's desk. Oh, what's this? Take my hand. Take my hand, take me forward. Take me to your dreamland. Caution me to watch my step, so I can't look back at my footprints. Climb the stairs ahead of me, while I look up to you. The more I look forward, the more I look up, the more I can lend to you. If you can trust me to follow your pace, I'll trust you to set it. If you can trust me to lend you a smile, I'll trust you to return it. Take my hand, take me forward, take me into your dreamland. Oh, that's lovely. I'm reading subtext into that though, for stuff that happens later. Hey, this is really good. You wrote this, Sayori? Of course. Wait, no, that's the wrong side of the paper. Huh? I wasn't ready to share that yet. I'm so embarrassed. Monica flips over the paper. Written on the other side is a list of ideas for recruiting new club members. Oh, so this is what you meant to show me. But I'm curious now. Do you write poetry often? I do, but I'm sure I'm not anywhere near as good at it as you are. Really? I'm actually terrible at writing poetry. I've never written anything I was happy with. Like, I always read it again after a week after I write it, and I'm like, oh wow, this is so stupid. Great cat. Hey, hi, you came up and recommended. I thought I'd follow before I stay in the stream. Which act are we on? First of all, thank you so much for the follow. You are now one of my lovely lost tales, and you are welcome back at the Blue Rose Respite anytime. We are currently playing one of the side stories, because there's a number of people in chat who are already familiar with Doki Doki Literature Club, so I thought we'd explore a bit of the new stuff that comes with the new game that came out. So, take a seat, enjoy yourself, feel free to stay as long as you like. Wow, this is so stupid. Also, yes, I voice act everything in the game. I don't know. It's like the dramatic version of me doesn't agree with the person I want myself to be. Or something like that. Aw, you should have more confidence in yourself. You're the Literature Club president. Well, I guess you're not wrong there. I need to, set a good example or whatever. You know, I can envision the club doing something like that. Doing what? You know, like sharing poems we write and stuff like that. Oh, yeah! I would love that! It's such a good way to learn about other people, you know? It's like we have so many emotions that we can't express to other people usually. But you can when it's in a poem, right? Yeah. I think that's helping me form a more cohesive vision of the club. I'm so glad you showed me. Well, even though it was by accident. Me too. I felt embarrassed at first, but now it feels like kind of good that someone else read it. I'll try to show you some more of them in the future. I'd love that. Oh, geez, I'm getting distracted. Do you want to go over this recruitment brainstorm together? My brainstorm's so hard. It was like a brain hurricane. Oh, she's so cute. My brain is a natural disaster. Mood. Oh god, big mood. Big mood. Someone clip that. Sayori, that's terrible. Anyway, let's take a look at the list. Make cupcakes? I was hungry. But it's a good idea. isn't it? Let me think about this. I mean, when would we have the chance to give people cupcakes? You know, like when they come into the club. What if we said we had free cupcakes on the flyers? I'm like kind of worried that would bring in the wrong kinds of people, you know? Wrong kinds? People who would come just for the cupcakes and then leave. Oh, nobody would do that. Oh, I couldn't think of anyone who would do that. No one at all who would do that. That would be mean. But, you know, I want to find people who are really into literature, even if they don't know it yet. Let's see. The next thing on the list. Hunt for people reading books. I don't think I get it. Like going around the school and finding people who are reading books, you know? Like in the morning or during lunch. And we tell them to check out the literature club. Well, the problem with that is like, wouldn't most people reading books just be doing it for an assignment or something? How would we know if they're just reading for fun? Well, we could ask them. But then we'd be bothering people who are trying to do schoolwork. I didn't think about that part. Sorry. Hey, don't apologize. You're coming up with a lot more things than I can. Oh, your next idea is to hand out flyers rather than put them up on the wall. I'd definitely like to start doing that. I'm useful. I never said you weren't. I just need to think. What would we tell people when handing them out? I don't want to just be like, join the literature club. Let's figure out how we can better engage people. What if you told them about the club activities and such? What club activities? Yeah, I guess it's supposed to be my job to come up with that, right? A vision for the club? Okay, Sayori, pretend you're a normal person for a second. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. You know, like a random passerby who's getting a flyer. How would you react to the idea of a literature club? Probably like, literature is stupid. I'm joining the anime club. What the heck? Sorry, I was just thinking about a friend of mine. Is his name Stefan by any chance? Okay, what if I said that we, like, do group readings and discuss it together? I would probably nap through that. That's you, Sayori. Yeah, but that doesn't really sound fun to most people anyway. We need to really catch their interest, you know? Ugh. This sucks. Why is this so hard? Monica, don't be sad. What do you like about literature, Sayori? Me? Well, kind of what I said about the poem earlier. I think it gives you the chance to express yourself. Like, express yourself in ways you can't normally do when you're just doing your normal day and talking to your friends, sorry. I mean, we all have so many thoughts and feelings that we just don't get to share, you know? It's like intimate. Yeah. How do we get across to people? We could be like, express your true self. Be intimate with us. Oh, Sayori, you sweet summer child. Okay, that's kind of... Just kidding. Oh my gosh. What is it? I forgot all of my things in my classroom. I must have gotten too excited and rushed here. Silly me. Rushed? But what? Oh, never mind. Did you want to get your stuff then? I'll forget it if I don't do it now. Well, I'll wait for you then. Okay, it'll only take a second. Sayori dashes out of the room, leaving Monica momentarily alone. Monica sighs and starts jotting her thoughts on a sheet of paper. Express yourself. Be who you want to be. Make new friends. Discover a new you. Discover your heart. No. Write your heart out. No. Write into your heart. Write the way into your heart. Join the literature club. Write the way into your heart. Wow, that's lame. Monica! You startled me. Sorry, but it's something important. On the way to my classroom, there was a girl reading a book. Reading a book? Let's hurry and recruit her. Wait, are you sure she's not just doing homework? I could tell she was really into it. Well, I guess we could take a look. Hi, Julian Reyes. How's it going? Welcome back to the Blue Rose Respite. Monica grabs one of her flyers and stands up from her desk. Then the two depart the classroom, with Sayori leading the way. Is it going to be Yuri? I think it's going to be Yuri. This way! You don't have to run. Sayori leads Monica over to a particular classroom, then lowers her voice to a whisper. See? In there! Monica peers through the window. Sure enough, there's a girl sitting alone, intently reading a book. I feel like a creep doing this. You should go inside and talk to her. Me? You're the president, and I would probably scare her away. Okay, fine, I'll do it. Monica takes a deep breath, then timidly enters the classroom. Is it Yuri? That was fast. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. No, it's all good, Julian. It's all good. You don't have to make it to every stream, but when you are able to make it, it's awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Why? What happened? Well, I entered the classroom and she didn't even look up from her book. So I kind of just left the flyer on her desk and then walked out. That's kind of cute. But I'm sure she'll see it and want to join the club. I hope so. Shall we head back now? The two head back to the classroom, Sayori feeling rather accomplished, and Monica still feeling a bit embarrassed by the encounter. You know, honestly, I can kind of imagine, like, on the flyer, like, I know she wouldn't have done this because Monica wouldn't do this, but I could imagine a flyer just saying, join the literature club. Yes, absolutely, definitely, and with, like, a little box next to it to tick and hand back. Upon returning, Monica and Sayori resume their strategy meeting. They discuss various different kinds of recruitment tactics, from professional to silly. After going through Sayori's list, and with Monica coming up with ideas of her own, the two end in a better spot than where they were from where they began. Well, I would say today was pretty productive, wasn't it? Yeah. I think we're starting to make progress. I can't wait to get some new members. Hey, what's this? Sayori peers at the sheet of paper Monica was jotting on earlier. Oh, don't mind that. I was just thinking to myself. Join the literature club. Write the way into your heart? That is so cute. I thought it was a little overdramatic. But Sayori pauses and thinks for a moment. You know, I don't think you give yourself enough credit. What? What do you mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like I can tell from talking to you today. It seems like you're always afraid of doing something wrong. Yeah, but would you call yourself a perfectionist? Yeah. And hey, Rampant Prime, how's it going? Welcome back. Glad you can make it tonight. Yeah, I definitely am. I mean, I always have an idea in my head of how I want things to go. And it's like, I can't accept anything less than that. But I think in the end, it helps me try my hardest at everything, so I don't think it's that bad. Like with this club, we have such an opportunity to make it into exactly how we envision it. But it feels like we only have one shot at it. So, I'm just really afraid of it deviating from that. The vision. What's the vision? It's... Monica pauses to think, then shakes her head to herself. She sighs. I don't know. I just want everyone to... Monica trails off. Smiling, Sayori taps a finger against the sheet of paper. Write the way into your heart. I think what you're trying to do is to make the club that you need the most out of anyone. Well, you're the one who knows yourself best, of course. But I'm here to help you. Monica returns Sayori's smile. It's sort of amazing how kind you are. We're really going to make this the best club ever. Sayori nods, and the two remain silent for a moment, lost in thought. The only sound is the steady whisper of the air conditioner, and the only movement is the afternoon sunlight trickling its way in and out of the moving clouds. Sayori breaks the moment with a big yawn. Time to go home? You told me you're the president. I actually needed to yawn. In that case, today's meeting is officially over. I look forward to tomorrow. Me too. Sayori beams and grabs her things. You can go on ahead. I need a few minutes still. Oh, I can wait. That's alright. I just want some alone time. In that case. Sayori waves enthusiastically at Monica. Good luck. Monica smiles and waves in return as Sayori spins her way out of the classroom. All alone, she sighs to herself and takes a minute to zone out. She wasn't prepared for the self-reflection encouraged by Sayori, but she decides it was something she probably needed right about now. The club that I need the most. I don't get it. I just wanted to start a club with more passion. Something that I could use to help lead people to happiness. Literature is the key to that. Because it's the window to the real person inside of us. Underneath the person who's forced to always smile and blend in. The person who's forced to be perfect. Monica suddenly noticed a folder on the floor by her desk. Did Sayori leave this behind? I hope it doesn't have her homework in it. Worried, Monica opens the folder to check. Poems. It's a folder of poems. Become the flower. A feeling of joy as a flower plucked from the ground. The colour, the scent, it's so pretty in my hair. Every day I pluck some flowers, as though they grew just for me. A lifetime of peace and nourishment, yanked away in an instant. All for me, all for joy. I need more. I need more joy, I need more happy. Pluck, 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 every day. Pluck, 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 so pretty in my hair. Pluck, 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 you're going to die, and you too. Beneath my feet a flower stands alone. It beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moments between my fingers. But to what ends? I look in every direction, and the field I stand in, a prosperous field, is a barren wasteland. The fruits of my labour, the carnage of my joy. And that is why I've decided I must become the flower. I'm not going to say anything. Hey, Daniel, thank you so much for the host. What the? Wait. Sayori. Oh, no. Oh. Yes, before we go back to the main game and we progress the story as it were, I will give disclaimers about what the main story entails, but I actually want to do the second part of this because it is essentially backstory about the creation of the club and stuff, so it's not, at least from what I can kind of pick up, it's not going to have spoilers as to how like later stuff happens. I think at least this trust side story, it's just purely backstory. So honestly, I want to do the second part before we go back to the main story, if that's okay with you guys, because I'm really liking this. I'm liking this a lot. We get a bit of poetry, we get a lot of character development, and it's so cute to see more of Sayori and Monica just like getting along so well. Another day passes in a flash, and it's already time for the next club meeting. Although Monica should have come up with a plan for today's club tasks, she hasn't been able to shake her guilt and anxiety after reading Sayori's poem. I'm so stupid. How did I let myself be the center of attention? Sayori is going through these kinds of feelings, and I'm letting her comfort me instead of the other way around. What kind of club president does that? This whole time, I didn't think to ask about her own feelings. So much for the stupid vision. Sayori enters the classroom with her usual smile. But upon seeing the downcast Monica, her smile quickly fades into an expression of concern. Monica? Is everything okay? I'm really sorry. I'm such a terrible friend. Huh? What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend. Monica shakes her head. I made this all about myself. Even you said so yesterday. You told me that I'm trying to make a club that I need the most, right? But my problems are so trivial compared to yours. Sayori responds quietly. What are you talking about? But as she says that, her face darkens. Through the silence, Sayori mutters her realization. I left my folder here. Monica stares blankly ahead, unable to come up with a response. I wasn't ready to share those. Now you're worrying about me. I don't want that. But why? We're friends, right? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Friends look out for each other. I want to be here for you as much as you're here for me. Another long moment passes in silence. The air is incredibly heavy. This is different. This wasn't just about you yesterday. It was about the club. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. You don't need to do this all of a sudden. I don't want it. I like happy. So, if you do this, then you're just being selfish. Monica massages her forehead, struggling through the frustration of such a paradox. It's understandable that Sayori isn't ready to share certain things. But, as unfair as it is for Monica to pry, it's also painful for Monica to force herself to ignore the needs of her friend. I'm sorry I looked. I disrespected your privacy. No, I don't blame you for looking. You would have at least needed to check if it was mine. Yeah. Monica takes a deep breath. Okay. I understand that you don't want me to worry, and I think I'll be able to put this aside so that we can move on. But can you promise me something? Promise you what? Monica pauses to collect her thoughts. This is the Literature Club. It's a place where people can express themselves in the ways that life normally doesn't allow them to. That's the vision. In fact, it's our vision. Right the way into your heart, or whatever. So, I just want you to promise me that you'll remember that too. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want to be here for you when you need it. I want us to be ourselves like that. Sayori smiles gently. I'll promise if you promise. Unable to help it, Monica returns Sayori's smile. I promise. Me too. As the conversation closes, the mood in the room is lifted. With that behind them, it's time to proceed with the club activities. So, want to teach me about poetry? Huh? But what about recruitment? It's fine, we have plenty of time for that. But right now, I feel like I want to do this. I mean, I do have to fulfill my end of the promise, you know? There's no way I could say no to that. Just don't expect much. I do a lot of writing, but it's not like I'm a scholar or anything. That's fine. I think I just need, like, some motivation. I never know where to start when it comes to writing poems. Starting isn't so hard. You just kind of just need to write down your feelings and see where it takes you. Yeah, but that wouldn't come out any good. It's not supposed to. You're gonna have to fight your perfectionist mind on this one. You can just start by writing your feelings and see what kinds of things it makes you think of. And then you can turn your feelings into a little story. You can get your feelings down first and then make it sound pretty later. It's not like building a railroad where you go from one end to the other. It's more like a collage where you find all the things you want to put in and then you arrange them in a pretty way. At least that's how I do it. It's not like it's the only way. But it's a really good way to not get stuck right at the beginning. I understand. Yeah, I always get so caught up in how it sounds that I forget about what's actually important. Monica pulls out a pen and paper to start writing on. Stop being a perfectionist, you idiot. I'm just kidding. Monica scribbles out, "You idiot," after she writes it down. No, keep it. What? Why? Are you calling me an idiot? Of course not. But the point is, you're not supposed to police your feelings, right? Be as dramatic as you want. But I was just... well, yeah. Underneath the scribble, Monica rewrites, "You idiot." She stares at the paper. Her words stare back at her. It's kind of funny how I wrote down what I'm mad at myself for, and then I did the exact thing anyway. This is really going to take some getting used to. I believe in you. Thanks. I do too. Me, I mean. But also you, of course. Monica continues the exercise, jotting down her thoughts. It's surprisingly quite a struggle to write without overthinking it. But after a while, with Sayori's guidance and encouragement, Monica's sheet of paper begins to look fairly lively, peppered with all of her random thoughts. Phew. Monica looks up and down at her sheet. Gosh, I feel so tense looking at this. I hate it. But it's also kind of liberating. I can tell how hard you're trying. It makes me happy. I think you'll be good at writing poems. Don't give me too much credit. I have to try really, really hard at this. But I think it's something that I'll enjoy doing. I agree, everyone needs a Sayori friend. Sayori is a wonderful friend. With you. Sayori beams. I'll stop here, but we still have time. Let's try to work on a new flyer for the club. I won't be so picky about the language. Yay, let's do it. Monica and Sayori proceed with their work. With each passing day, the two of them become more confident in the club. Not simply from their recruitment planning, but from their vision as well. As their bond strengthens, so does the essence of the literature club. Finally, they begin to truly feel it's only a matter of time before they find more members. Oh, this is cute. Another day passes. As usual, Monica is the first to the classroom. Oh, thank you for the hydrated check regen. I actually really needed one. Thank you. With her is a printout of the revised Literature Club flyer, complete with all the new ideas Monica and Sayori came up with. If only this was the flyer we gave to that one reading girl the other day. It's so much more attractive than the old one. But the new catchphrase is featured clearly in the center of the flyer. Write the way into your heart. Surely common sense would say that one writes from the heart, not into the heart, but the message being delivered is that one can use writing to discover themselves. Hopefully, Monica and Sayori had thought that it would be enough to garner some curiosity from students. Why do I feel so tense looking at this? Monica thinks back to the previous meeting when she performed the writing exercise. Was I always this bad at expressing myself? How am I supposed to be president if I can't even demonstrate what the club is supposed to be about? The literature club is truly beginning to take form. But with that, the weight on Monica's shoulders only becomes heavier. Debate club was always about rigid structure, formulating airtight points and counterpoints, and delivering them with conviction. It was about the person on the outside. That's why Monica was so good at it. It existed entirely within her realm of comfort. It's suffocating. I need to break through this mental wall. I need to learn to express myself. For real. Monica pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs her pen. She presses the tip of the pen firmly against the paper. But her hand doesn't move. Instead, a tiny blot of ink collects around the tip of her pen. Oh, Deathbringer, this is because this is the new stuff that's in Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. They added some side stories to give some more backstory to the characters and add some fun little scenes in between. So yes, I thought we'd dip our toe into looking at some of those before we continue with the main story. Monica lifts her pen and stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her finger across it. As she does so, the black ink smears across the paper, ruining Monica's canvas. Ugh. Out of spite for herself, Monica presses her pen down once again, letting the ink collect. She creates a second smear on the paper. Come on, Monica. Just move your hand. Monica writes, "This is what I get for seeking perfection. A stain." Monica slides the paper away from her and puts her head down on the desk. Oh, Monica. The air conditioner seems louder today. I'm here. Hi. Monica hears Sayori approach her desk, then stop for a second, probably reading the piece of paper. Then she sits down in the adjacent desk. That day? Mm-hmm. Me too. You too? The new flyer looks so good. Oh, Deathbringer. This is the new game that came out, Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. So it isn't like a new patch that's on the old game. It's a new game entirely. They added a lot of new features to it. You've been working so hard on the club, but also something else, I think. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's so hard to just be vulnerable. Sayori takes the sheet of paper from Monica's desk. She writes something down, then stares at it for a while. Can I trust you? Of course. You can trust me with anything. Sayori gazes at Monica with sadness in her eyes. Understanding the signal, Monica takes the paper from Sayori's desk and reads it. Sometimes I want to die. Sayori. This is really, really hard for me. Her voice shakes. So, if I can do it, then you can too. Because you're like a million times better than me. That's completely not true. Sayori takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. That's something about me that I've never told anyone before. Even now, my head is like screaming at me to stop. Wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, just because of the promise yesterday. I want to. It just feels right. I mean, maybe it's part of the reason I came to this club in the first place. This is the Literature Club. I trust you, more than I'm scared. At those words, Monica stands up. Sayori must have taken days to work up the courage for this. Were Monica's own futile but genuine efforts actually the push that Sayori needed? Sayori's deliberate breaths can be heard over the air conditioner. As she prepares herself to continue, Monica waits in gentle silence. I have this problem where I get really upset when people worry too much about me. I can't control it. It's like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you can just be happy instead? So, I never tell anyone about these kinds of thoughts that I have. It's so much easier to just smile and help everyone else be happy. But that's terrible. That's what Monica wants to say, but she stops herself in fear of saying the wrong thing. It's just that if everyone knew about it, they wouldn't treat me the same anymore. Like, whenever I'm not smiling, everyone would worry about me and ask what's wrong. I know that because it used to be like that. Sayori pauses, seeming to recall something in the past. I just want everyone to be happy. That's the most important thing to me. And letting people look inside my head doesn't bring happiness to anyone. Sayori pauses again, her solemn expression making her look almost like an entirely different person. How did you find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried that I'll be one of those people too? I am worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing this. But another part of me, I think, just felt like it would be different this time. Whenever we talk about what the club is supposed to mean, I kept feeling like it was the right thing for me to do. Especially after you've been trying so hard to express yourself too. It just made me feel like I could say it in confidence, and our friendship doesn't have to change. It's so silly. The club is only 2 people, but it already means this much to me. Monica feels a tightening sensation in her heart, a feeling of connection as Sayori's emotions radiate between them. Me too. I was so lost until you showed up. You're so brave, Sayori. You're so strong and brave, I don't even compare. Monica steps forward. But if nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy. If you'd like. Oh. My girls. Wordlessly and without a smile, Sayori rests her forehead on Monica's shoulder. Through their contact, Monica can almost feel the torrent of thoughts swimming in Sayori's head. And in this moment, enchanted by the air of the club, Monica realizes that all of the days that have passed, this is the one where she really, really hopes that nobody new walks through the door. She speaks softly. You're like the sweetest girl I've ever met. You can say anything, I'll never judge you. I promise. Sayori's breath begins to quiver. She takes several deep breaths, trying as hard as she can to start speaking, to say the things she never once dared to say out loud. Finally, she speaks in a choked voice. I'm so worthless. I'm worthless and everyone would be better off without me. She suppresses a sob as a tear falls down her cheek. I'm just an inconvenience to everyone. I'm not good at anything, and it just feels like everyone just has to put up with me. And I hate it. I hate it! The more Sayori speaks, the more she fails to control her voice, falling victim to the overwhelming sadness clutching her at her throat and chest. I don't want to have these thoughts. I just want them to go away. And now I'm making you put up with me, and I just want to die. As soon as Sayori loses her composure, Monica becomes determined to keep her own. She only wants to be what Sayori needs right now. So, she won't let any sadness show. Her voice comes through as soft and gentle. This isn't putting up with you. It's just being your friend. Monica offers a few words of comfort. But she knows, Sayori said it herself, that the thoughts Sayori experiences are ones that don't belong. And Monica can't magically make them go away. The most she can do is help Sayori battle them, like any good friend would do. You have so much value. To me, and your other friends too. This club wouldn't have been the same without you. I really, really mean that. You coming here was the best thing that could have happened. Even if we never got any other members, I would still be happy. That's what you brought here. You brought us a vision, and you also brought happiness. And that's your favorite thing to do, right? Sayori doesn't respond, but Monica feels her gently nod. No more words are needed between them. Oh. The two share their embrace for a while longer, Monica letting Sayori take as much time as she needs. Once her breathing steadies and her sniffles fully cease, Sayori lifts her head and wipes her eyes. I guess I needed that. Some days are harder than others. Well, I'm here whenever you need me. But any other time, I'll make sure that things are the way they usually are. If that's what makes you happy. Thanks. You're the best. No, you are. The two exchange smiles. You know, I'm sorry to bring this all up all of a sudden, but have you considered talking to a professional? Sayori nods. It's scary, since it's already so hard to tell people. Yeah. Well, of course it will always be your choice, but if you're ever looking to find the courage for it, I can do my best to help you. Thanks. I think it helps knowing that you would. Sayori suddenly yawns and stretches. Wow, this made me tired. And hungry. Well, I won't make you do any work today if you're not up for it. No, I want to. I mean, I can say that it's definitely one thing that makes me happy. Monica smiles. But I might want to get a snack first. All of a sudden, the sound of the door causes the two of them to turn their heads. The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks inside. A face that seems familiar. I think that is maybe Yuri? Okay, so yes. I'm not going to do the second one because I think we need to get back to the main story. Now that we've got this little taste of history, and the thing is with Sayori and Yuri being there, I wonder if this is like these side stories is just more backstory rather than like stuff that'll affect the main story of the game. But yes, actually, considering the topics that came up in what we just read together, also, hi, Galactic Emperor Batman, glad you could join us again. Just a heads up, if you are unfamiliar with this game and the content that it deals with, it does deal with very heavy themes of depression, suicide, self-harm, and later on it contains graphic imagery. So just a heads up, once things get further on in the main game, if at any point you want to step out and stop watching my stream, do so. I always want you to take care of yourself first and foremost. It's totally fine. So yeah, just a heads up in case things take a turn that makes you uncomfortable or you're not comfortable watching. I just want you to take care of yourself, okay? Because I care about you guys. But this is a morbid game, And it's a cute game at the same time. So, just letting you know ahead of time. Also, hey, how's it going, Furuju? Glad you could make it. So, actually, chat, I will let you guys decide. Do you want to go back to the main story? Or would you like to continue doing the side stories? Because I personally am very much enjoying the side stories. And given the image of these two, I think it's going to be just a straight up continuation of where we left off with Trust Part 2. So I'm more than happy to continue doing the side stories, and we can do these two here. And then we can go back to the main story. Yes, Samuel. Don't worry, I am taking care of myself. I am familiar with what happens later in this game. So yes, I'm all good. I'm all good. Okay, Franklin, in that case, we might do the side stories first, but chat, just let me know your thoughts while I take another quick stretch check and... Oh, another hydrate check. Okay, Deathbringer, continue the main plot, but you're not fussy. Okay, cool. I will say, Franklin, there's a lot of heavy emotions in this game. Okay. Because honestly, I'm thinking like if we do the side stories now, it'll make when we get back to the main game that much more impactful. So I'm happy to keep doing the side stories. But Rampant Prime, thank you so much for the stretch check. Oh, thank you. Yep, I agree, Regem. So if you guys are good with keep doing the side stories, let's do some more of the side stories. Because we just have these next two parts unlocked, and then we'll head back to the main story. Understanding Part 1. The club meeting is suddenly interrupted by the sound of the door, causing Monica and Sayori to turn their heads. The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks inside. A face that seems familiar. It is Yuri! Sayori's eyes widen, recognizing the girl. She very conspicuously mouths to Monica. It's her! It's the girl! It's true. The girl standing in the doorway is none other than the girl Sayori had come across reading alone in a classroom. Thanks to Monica leaving a flyer on her desk, it seems she's found her way to the club. Are you here for the literature club, by any chance? Am I in the wrong place? No, you're not. This is the literature club. Please, come inside. The girl fully steps in the door, but continues standing against the wall, avoiding eye contact. Sayori continues to fail containing her excitement. It's happening! Oh my gosh! Thank you so much for coming. Sorry, it's a little empty. I'm Monica, this is Sayori, and we run the literature club. Even though it's just us so far, but... What's your name, by the way? I'd like to join your club. Already? Wait, really? Are you sure? I mean, I should be good enough. Everyone is welcome here. You don't have to be good enough. Oh, do you want to have a seat? We'd love to get to know you. The girl nods, sliding over to a nearby desk and gently sitting down. So, what's your name? Yuri. I'm Sayori, and this is Monica. Sayori, Nice to meet you. Do you like fantasy? I love Yuri so much. Like books? Yuri looks at Monica. Fantasy is cool. Yes, have you heard of Annabelle Dupont? I can't say that I have. Oh, well, she's my favorite author. I'm on her 5th book and it's just... Yuri grins and presses her knuckles against her cheeks in joy. Oh! She's so cute! You can borrow my books. I wouldn't mind. You're really in for an incredible experience. Monica stammers, caught completely off guard by Yuri taking control of the conversation. She glances sideways at Sayori, silently asking for help. I'd love to. It sounds like you're really into them, so they must be great. I'm so happy I found this club. Oh, I'm so stupid. I left all my other books in my locker. I should have brought them. Yuri quickly stands up. I'll be right back. I'll go get them for you. You probably only need to bring one for now. Sayori nervously says that, noting to herself the considerable heftiness of the book that Yuri set down on her desk. True. Okay. I'll go get the first one then. Yuri exits the classroom in a flash, leaving Monica and Sayori silently exchanging glances. Oh my god, I wasn't prepared for this. How do I handle someone so intense? I have, no experience with fantasy, except maybe stuff that I read when I was a kid, but that's probably like a joke compared to what she's into. I'm sure it'll be fine. In fact, I think it's neat that we have different people who are into different kinds of literature. It'll be fun to learn from each other. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree, but what if this is her only interest? Doesn't it kind of seem like that? Monica, don't you think you should be more optimistic? We have a new club member. There shouldn't be room for anything but being happy. I'm excited to get to know her more, aren't you? Yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry for being hasty, I just got really anxious all of a sudden. It's because you're afraid of not being able to take the lead. What the heck? It's kind of scary how you can point things out like that, Sayori. I just like learning what makes people happy or sad. Yeah. Hey, you know what? You'd probably be great at helping Yuri feel comfortable here. Maybe you could take a break from helping me with the administrative stuff and just focus on spending time with her. Yay! That's exactly what I want to do. Besides, Sayori lowers her voice, I'm probably going to need all the time I can get. She taps her finger against the dauntingly chunky book Yuri left sitting on the desk. Right afterwards, the door opens to reveal Yuri's return. I'm back. Her breath is slightly heavy, which, combined with her short time gone, indicates she may have ran at least part of the way. She makes her way back over to Sayori and sets the book down on her desk. Just as Sayori feared, the book Yuri brought with her is just about equal in size to the one already on Yuri's desk. Well, there are probably a few things you should know before getting started on it. There are some things that are more explained in her other books that take place in the same universe, so going over those would be good to keep you from getting confused at the start. Sayori nervously interjects. Well, I was thinking that maybe today we could just get to know each other a little bit more. You know, I think if we're going to be reading together, then I would like that. From across the room, Monica smiles and nods at Sayori while Yuri isn't looking. Oh. Okay. Yuri sits down, then looks at her book, then glances around the room, showing no indication that she has anything more to add. So, what made you decide you wanted to join the literature club? Well, I like reading, so I was immediately interested. I had no idea that someone was starting a literature club, but it's my fault, since I haven't been paying attention to any of the club recruitment advertisements. Need more water. I only found out because Yuri glances over at Monica. Monica came into my classroom and put the flyer on my desk. Suddenly, Yuri's face darkens, and she shakes her head at herself. I was so stupid. I got too nervous and couldn't even look up, so she just walked out. Oh, she's so cute. It took me several days just to come here because I was afraid that Monica told everyone how considerate I was, but I decided that was probably irrational. Wait. No, that was totally my fault. I felt so bad about interrupting you that I just walked out. I was actually really hoping that you would come by. Yuri exhales in relief. I always seem to interpret things as the worst possible scenario. Well, I was really nervous to come here for some other reasons too. Such as there being too many people. Not that I mind that much, but I have a really hard time having to meet a large number of new people at once. She has anxiety like me. I empathize with that a little too much. So, it's actually amazing that it's just the two of you. I definitely came at the right time. Oh, that makes me so happy. I'm proud of you for working up the courage to come. Yuri smiles warmly to herself. I've never really had the privilege of sharing my interests with others before. It's so hard to find others who are into the same thing I am, except online. So I thought the literature club would provide a chance for me to do that. What kind of other things are you into? Like genres? I don't know, just anything, even if it's not literature. Oh, just things you would think are dumb. Sayori pauses, a look of concern on her face. How about I'll tell you something I'm into, and then you can tell me something about something you're into? I suppose that would be okay. Okay. Well, I'm pretty into, like, crafty things. Like making cute little collages or decorating things, like cards or jewelry boxes. My room's always cluttered with random stuff because I keep buying things to make gifts for my friends, but then I put it off till the last minute. So yeah, that's something kind of silly that I'm into. You sound quite creative. Not that much. It's just that you'd be surprised by how much you can do with scissors and glue and stuff. So I have to share something that I'm into now, right? Oh, Franklin, like, Yuri is just too fucking adorable. Like, all of the girls are so cute. Sayori nods. Well, I guess I'm into nature. I love nature. Monica, I'm gonna start a nature club. Sayori. No, you're not. You're stuck with me now. I love the girls. I love the girls so much. I'm not. Oh yeah? Well, I here appoint you as the vice president of the literature club. There, now you're stuck with me. Hey, don't give me responsibilities. Oh, I'm sorry, Yuri. I interrupted you. Go ahead. It's fine. Yuri pauses, feeling awkward after having gotten cut off. I like going out into the woods, or to the park. Just places where you can walk or sit and not have any people around. It's peaceful. Just nice to kind of remove myself from everything that matters and let my racing mind operate autonomously for a while. When do you like to do that? It just depends on my mood. After school, on the weekends, whenever I feel like I need it. Wow, I feel like I would never have the time to do something like that. I find that we have a lot in common, a lot more time than we think we do, if you don't let it slip through your fingers. The three continued their conversation, led primarily by Sayori, but with Monica chiming in every now and then as well. Monica had intended to leave it to Sayori and focus on her own work, but she found it difficult not to join in. Before they knew it, the end of the day was upon them once more. Oh, it looks like we should be wrapping up for today. So, are you two going to be starting on that book at the next club meeting? That's the plan. I'm so excited. Sayori beams. Yuri collects her things. Once packed, Yuri wordlessly waves to Sayori and Monica with a gentle smile. Bye! As Yuri exits, Sayori enthusiastically returns her farewell. Once again, Sayori and Monica are left in the club room. Sayori, you are a lifesaver. I didn't do anything, I just talked. Still. Besides, it really lifted my mood. It really feels really nice when I can put my energy towards other people like that. She was really excited to be included, you know? It made me happy. Well, there's no doubt in my mind that you'll have a great time here, with you engaging her. How are you feeling about starting the book with her next meeting? I'm kinda scared, but I think she'll be happy as long as I'm trying my best. I think you'll do great. After the surprise of a new club member, it seems like everyone has their spirits lifted with something new to look forward to. Oh, this is so cute. Another school day ends. Swallowing her anxiety, Yuri makes her way to the club room, expecting to be the last one to arrive. As she opens the door, she's surprised to find only Sayori in the club room. It's club time again! Monica went to the computer lab, so it's just us today. Is that okay? Yuri silently nods, unable to make eye contact. I'm sorry about yesterday. Sayori tilts her head, unsure of exactly what Yuri is talking about. Well, I mean, the way I got so overly excited to share my books, and how you had to stop me so we could talk first. It was so inconsiderate of me. I got too excited and forgot to think about everyone else in the club, so... Yuri, you didn't do anything wrong. I thought it was cute how excited you were. Well, still, I think I changed my mind about the book. We don't have to read it. Huh? Why? Because I know you were just humoring me anyway. In retrospect, it's rather obvious that nobody was truly interested. But if you like it so much, then it must be worth sharing. I've already decided I'll join the club, so you don't have to try so hard to entice me. That's not what I was doing. A moment of uncomfortable silence stretches between the two of them. Well, the thing is, we don't even have any club activities yet. I mean, Monica and I have just been working on recruitment stuff mostly, so it just sounded like something fun that we could do together, reading your books. You know, like, as a club activity. That would be okay, right? Why am I being so resistant to this anyway? It's exactly what I wanted in the first place, and you're being so nice about it. I really don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry for being like this. You don't have to apologize. Just tell me if there's anything I can do to help you feel more comfortable here. Sayori pulls her desk up against Yuri's and sits next to her. The book in question is already on Yuri's desk. Peering over, Sayori reads the cover of the book. Dusk Bell. Part 1 of the Everlast Saga. Oh, that's actually a pretty good title. I like that. It's Dusk Bell by Annabelle. Oh. Sorry, I'm ready now. Oh, right. I should probably get some paper. Yuri grabs a spiral notebook of hers and tears out a few sheets of paper. Wait, how come you need paper? Oh, it's useful to draw things out sometimes, like maps, timelines, family trees, or for just taking notes. God, she is like a next level, like she likes next level fantasy books where like there's the intricate timelines and like all the family trees and she's great. I love her. Notes? I mean, yes, that's an effective strategy. Exactly. I'm sure it will be especially helpful for someone new to the genre. Sayori's joke flew completely over Yuri's head. But thinking about it, she decides it's probably for the best that it did. Well, I'm not used to having company through this, but I'll try to make it as accessible as possible. I trust you. You're, like, super smart. Oh, please. Yuri tries to dismiss the compliment, but she can't hide her smile and light blush. You can't generalize intelligence. I'm only smart in the things I have a lot of experience in. Contrarily, I'm awful at anything involving real people. Oh, Samuel, like, I could kind of imagine that Yuri would run, like, a great Dungeons & Dragons game if she had the confidence to do it. The thing is, like, all of her NPCs would be so adorable and you'd want to romance all of them. That should be evident enough for the 2 days I've spent here so far. So, in my eyes, it's everyone else who comes off as smart. Especially you. No! Sayori rubs her shoulder against Yuri. You're such a sweetheart when you're not being shy. Oh, I can't handle the cute. Anyway, would you like to get started? Okay. After the minor diversion between them, the two get back on track with their planned club activity. Yuri begins to guide Sayori through the basics of the fantasy world and her story takes place in. The more of it she details, the races, factions, history, elements of magic, the more questions Sayori seems to have. But despite Sayori's expectations, Yuri eloquently guides her through it in a way such that it's fun to follow along. It becomes evident that the world-building aspect of the story, not just the story itself, is one that Yuri finds her passion leaning towards. Again, Dungeon Master. How do people come up with this stuff? It's like the exact opposite of the kind of writing that I do. What kind of writing? Oh, like poetry and stuff like that. The things I write are like just putting down the feelings that come into my head, you know? But this is like, there must be so much planning and hard work. Ah, you're into poetry. I think there's an appendix that includes some of the kingdom's written works, like poetry and folk songs. No way. Yuri giggles, filling Sayori's heart with happiness when she realizes it's the first time she's heard Yuri laugh. I'm sorry, like, this is just too cute. I love these side stories. It means Yuri must be having fun. Anyway, I think we can get started reading now, if you're ready. Okay, but I can't read very fast. Oh, that's fine. I'm very patient. Patience is something I pride myself in. I see. Sayori jots, Yuri is patient, into her notes. Hey, that's for the book. I'm just kidding. But I'm kind of glad you're patient, because I need that sometimes. A lot of times. Sayori flips through the first few pages of the book, getting past the table of contents. Okay, chapter 1. The room becomes silent as the two of them begin to read. But the silence only lasts for a moment before Sayori speaks up again. What does vindicated mean? Oh, well, in this context, it essentially means that he was proven innocent. It's okay to ask questions, right? Of course. Okay, I'm sorry, but Yuri is wonderful, and she's being so patient with Sayori, just like explaining everything, not being condescending to her, just... Oh. Sayori turns the page. Are these footnotes? A lot of the dialogue has cultural references that require explanation to be understood. The two continue reading. Yuri's relaxed expression remains unchanged. Meanwhile, Sayori's expression grows tense as she tries to make her way through the dense text. But up until now, their expressions had been reversed, with Sayori easily navigating social situations and Yuri struggling in them. But the tables have turned. Wait, are they talking about the past right now, or the present? Where? Right here. They're talking about the past. These paragraphs are describing a flashback that Barnas is having. But they didn't tell me that. It's implied from the context. Sayori rubs her temples. The two of them continue, with Sayori asking fewer questions. She begins to understand the value in the notes, and she finds herself referring to them somewhat often, and even adding to them. But her reduction in questions comes not from her getting used to the reading, but rather from her fearing that she'll come across as stupid. No! Sayori, ask questions, it's okay! Oh yes, I'm fully intending that, like, reading these side stories now. And then we're going to go back to the main game. Oh, it's just going to be the little extra turn of the knife, as it were. At last, Sayori reaches the end of the chapter. I think we can stop here for now. Okay. Sayori takes a deep breath and closes what little of the book she's gotten through so far. So, what are your thoughts up to this point? Sayori tries to find words. Am I doing well so far? I'm not sure I understand. Well, I don't know. When it takes me so long to read and understand things, it makes me feel really dumb. But I really like how into it you get. It makes me want to keep going, and to keep doing my best so I can see it the way you do. The relaxation in Yuri's expression fades. I see. Yuri quietly gathers her things. We can continue tomorrow, right? Yuri pauses, then shakes her head. We can do something else tomorrow. But I'm sorry. Wait, sorry for what? I don't understand. I'm sorry. I don't want to do this anymore, that's all. No, baby! Sweetie, no! I'm sorry that I made you. Oh, it hurts. I'm sorry that I made you. Yuri leaves. You weren't making me. Sayori is left alone with her words. How did this happen? We were having fun just a second ago. It's my fault. I said something stupid and hurt her. I should have just told her that I enjoyed it. Monica trusted me with this. It's the only thing I'm good at, and I still messed up. What if she doesn't want to come back? Drowned in guilt, Sayori stares blankly at her desk, spread with notes. The book sits next to them. Right. If she wasn't coming back, then she wouldn't have left the book here, right? Unless she just forgot to take it with her. Oh, this is horrible! Was it really because I thought I wasn't enjoying our time together? Or maybe she wasn't enjoying our time together because I'm not good enough. I probably let her down so much by having trouble following along. Yeah, I'm sure if I was smarter, she would be having so much more fun. I need to do better for her. Baby, no! Well, look at the pictures and the music. I assume that's like copies of the new screenshots that we got, but let's do part 2 of understanding and then we'll get back to the main story. For the first time, Sayori is the first to enter the club room. Anxiety courses through her relentlessly. Will Yuri show up today? Sitting at her desk, she stamps her feet in an attempt to calm down. Why am I letting this affect me so much? I'm doing everything I can to make Yuri happy. But my best wasn't good enough. But it was still my best. But I'm letting everyone down. I'm always such a disappointment. Sayori continues to wrestle with her self-deprecating thoughts. Every tiny noise causes her to lift her head in anticipation of Yuri's arrival. Minutes pass, and nobody enters the club room. Not Yuri or Monica. Gosh, I'm so late. Why did I offer to help those other students with their work? I'm such a pushover sometimes. I'm going to leave such a bad impression on new club members like Yuri if I'm not the first one there. Monica rounds the corner, approaching the club room. As she does so, Yuri? Ah! Yuri jumps at the sound of Monica's voice. She's sitting outside the club room, against the wall next to the door. Embarrassed, she quickly closes the book she was reading and stands up. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry I'm late. You didn't have to wait outside for me. The door to the club room is open. It's not... Yuri stammers, unable to explain herself. She peers inside the club room through the window, then looks away. Actually, I was just wondering if I could help you today instead. Huh? Me? With club publicity stuff? Yes. Monica is utterly confused. Why is Yuri asking this all of a sudden when she was so eager to spend time with Sayori before? Did they not get along after all? Monica looks into the club room herself to see Sayori sitting alone inside. Okay. It's kind of a simple job, but I'd be happy for you to tag along. Me too. Monica is worried, but she finds it difficult to insert herself into whatever conflict there may have arisen. It's a little ironic, she realizes, that she could be so conflict avoidant after having been in the debate club. Okay, let's take a walk together. I just have to make copies of this new flyer, then go around to the billboards and replace the old ones with the new ones. Yuri nods, and the two set off. Need more water. The two walk in silence. Without Sayori, Monica finds it quite difficult to strike up conversation. Oh, thank you for the stretch check, Deathbringer. Oof. Thank you, thank you. So, how's everything been going? Oh, thank you for the hydrate check, Regen. Thank you. So, how's everything been going? Fine. That's good. Neither of them follow up with anything more. Monica tenses at the stinted conversation. How the heck does Sayori do it? Sorry I didn't see you yesterday. I went straight to the computer lab to work on the flyers. Sayori told me. What did you two end up doing yesterday? Just some reading. Oh, I'm glad. It's really starting to feel more like a literature club now. Yeah. It's kind of funny. I felt so intimidated at first when I heard about the kind of reading you were into. But you know, it's kind of stupid of me, because I'm just intimidated by things I'm not good at. And it's silly to assume that everyone who comes to the club will just have the same interests as me. But it's so cool that you were able to get Sayori into it. It's like the club is working. I'm really happy about that. She's not into it. Huh? She's not into it. And I'm stupid for forcing it onto her. Yuri falls silent again, as if she started her thought but can't figure out how to continue it. Did something happen? Yuri sighs. No, it's just me. Yuri pauses. I'm thinking. A moment passes in silence, then Yuri shakes her head. I shouldn't be complaining to you all of a sudden. Don't be silly, I won't think you're complaining. I just want to make sure you feel welcome. If it's important to that, then you can tell me anything. Well, I do feel welcome. Too welcome, I guess. It's not an issue with the club, it's just an issue with me. So I feel wrong to inconvenience you with it. Monica pauses and thinks. Well, what if we put it this way? It's my job as president to understand the needs of the club members, right? We're going to have all kinds of people joining this club, hopefully anyway, and learning about the diverse needs and interests of everyone will help me come up with club activities that everyone can be happy with. That everyone can be happy with? Not just only some people? Of course! I need to be looking out for everyone. Otherwise, what kind of club would it be? I see. Yuri looks a little more relaxed. It signals to Monica that switching from a sympathetic approach to a pragmatic one was a good choice. Each individual truly does have their own needs. Okay. Yuri takes a deep breath. I'm a really weird and awkward person. I've accepted that about myself. I just don't know how to, I guess, connect with other people. Hey, Exodus, how's it going? Welcome back. We're just enjoying some Doki Doki Literature Club together. We're doing the side stories at the moment. How is it so easy for everyone else? How do you just make conversation about any arbitrary topic? I can talk for hours about the things that I'm into, unfortunately so much that I don't know when to stop. But for anything else, I just have no idea what to say. So, I understand that about myself. I'm just not good with people. I can't help it. So it feels like whenever I'm confronted with a new social situation, I'm either ignored or made fun of or taken pity on. And Sayori falls into that third category. What? Hold on, you're saying that Sayori is taking pity on you? Yuri nods. I just want to be treated like a normal person. If you don't like me, or you don't connect with my interests, then just tell me. I can accept that and move on. Sayori is too nice to me. I'm so stupid for not realizing that she would just go along with whatever I pushed onto her. Nobody deserves to put themselves through that kind of discomfort, just because they pity some weirdo who doesn't know how to make friends. It's the worst feeling. I hate it.
Yuri's sharp words cut through the tense air. Somewhere in the middle of the conversation, the two stopped short in the hallway, prioritizing the conversation over their original task. Monica looks at Yuri. Yuri only looks down, with her fists clenched. I think you should tell her that.
I could never say that to someone's face. It's pathetic.
Sayori is different. Making people happy is the most important thing to her. I'm sure that's all she's trying to do. So, if you're able to explain to her what makes you happy, then she'll do anything to make that happen.
That's the problem. What kind of friendship has one person always trying to cater to the other person's weird needs?
That is a very valid point. That is actually a very valid point, Yuri. Because it should always be about balance, not one person having to adapt to the needs of the other consistently, or as a thing that you always have to do.
I'm sorry, I'm making myself sound so... No, I think I'm starting to understand.
Monica hesitates to finish her thought out loud. It's something that Sayori would be able to say better. Sayori is someone who will give anyone however much kindness they need in order to smile. But Yuri, who has difficulty accepting kindness, must be driving Sayori to be even more assertive in her kindness, rather further exacerbating the matter. Neither person is to blame, but it's an issue that can't be resolved without them understanding each other better. Sayori wants to be your friend, I promise that. It's okay for different people to have different needs. I mean, Sayori, she has her own needs too. But good friends work together and can be what they need for each other. You just have to have good communication and talk about it. I don't have good communication. Yuri stops and shakes her head. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. My head is just... It's so resistant to everything. I'm pushing such a kind person away from me because of it. Yuri pauses to think. I'm so tired of the cycle I'm creating for myself. I think I'm so afraid of people pushing me away that I just push them away first. I'm gonna take a drink and let that sink in because oh boy, that hits home. How thoughtless and immature of me. Yuri takes a deep breath and exhales. I didn't mean for this to turn into a whole venting session, but I understand now that I need to communicate with her. You're totally fine. It's for the club, remember? You're just helping make the club a better place for everyone. Yeah. Yuri falls silent again. She looks like she wants to say something. This kind of critical thinking is something that I'm really bad at. You know, about people. So, thank you. Anytime. Monica smiles at Yuri. For just a moment, Yuri finds it in herself to meet Monica's gaze, returning a shy smile of her own. Undying Fan, thank you so much for the follow. You are now one of my lovely lost tales, and you are welcome back at the Blue Rose Respite anytime. Take a seat, enjoy yourself. I'm sure the chat will make you feel more than welcome. Oh, my girls. They're wonderful. Also, we are one follower away from 950 followers. Like, you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you. Yuri and Monica finish replacing the old flyers with the new ones. More accurately, Monica did most of the work while Yuri followed along. Oh, maybe she helped to carry the flyers. But as the club room once again draws near, so does Yuri's confrontation. I can't do this. Yes, you can. It'll be great. Yuri sighs and shakes her head. I'm never going to feel confident enough. I just have to do it. If I don't do it now, I never will. Yuri starts towards the door, but then turns to face Monica. You're not just gonna wait outside, are you? I can take a walk. Want me to get you a coffee or something? Monica's the best. Like, she's wonderful. She's so accommodating and so respectful of her, like, her new friends. Just, oh, Monica, you're wonderful. Actually, I prefer tea. I am adopting, like, all of the girls. Like, just, can we all just read stories together and just, like, make tea and talk and eat cupcakes together? I like to make my own, though, so please don't worry about it. Although, I suppose that's one downside of reading here in the club rather than at home. I don't get to drink tea while reading. Sorry, I guess that has nothing to do with this. You know, now that you mention it, I bet we can get permission to keep stuff like for tea in the club room. You can use, like, an electric kettle to heat up the water, right? Would that really be possible? I'll look into it. I think it would be great. I do agree that reading books with a nice cup of tea is just, like, perfect thing. Because it was raining earlier today and I was reading some stuff while having a lovely cup of tea and it was so nice. Yuri smiles and nods at the thought. Oh, look at her, she's so cute. Can we just live in the side stories? Oh, big mood. Okay, Firju, we'll probably be going for maybe another 45 minutes or so, just because I started a little bit later today, and so I still want to go for like a good 2.5 hours, so we'll be going for another 45 minutes or so. Well, I'll be back in a bit. Good luck, and thank you for the stretch check, Samuel. Oh. Monica waves at Yuri, then turns around and departs down the hallway as Yuri's smile fades once more. A moment of daydreaming about tea isn't enough to save her from the anxiety of the task that lies before her. Oh no. Come on, Yuri, you can do it. But it must be done. Taking one more deep breath, Yuri timidly opens the clubroom door. Yuri? Oh, wait, hold on, I'm not done yet. Sayori shuffles a bunch of papers around. Yuri stammers, her words suddenly caught in her throat. At that moment, she realizes how Sayori has been spending her afternoon. I wasn't expecting you to come today. I was really hoping to make it all the way through the next chapter first. Oh, JKL 0 hour. Thank you so much for asking that. I get that question a lot. I don't have any plans for a sequel. At the moment, it's just a standalone story. I might do stuff related to it at a later date, but yeah, I'm not planning on a sequel just yet. But feel free to stick around and enjoy tonight's stream. And thanks so much for joining us tonight. I was really hoping to make it all the way through the next chapter first, but I got most of the way through it. And look! Sayori holds up a sheet of paper. It's a page of notes, beautifully produced with indentations, categories, and even color coding. Oh! I'm sorry, that is so sweet. She's been trying to read ahead of the book and make her own notes and all the world building so that, like, because she's genuinely interested in Yuri's hobbies and fascinations. Just... I both love and hate this game so much. As Yuri sees it, her expression shifts from anxiety to despair. Oh no! I was afraid you were getting disappointed in me, so I've been trying really hard. Stop. Yuri presses her fists against her forehead. Please stop. I can't take this. Yuri. Sayori's voice quivers in shock after I've received the exact opposite response she was expecting. I'm sorry. Sayori looks away in guilt. Did I do something wrong? I don't understand. So if I did something wrong, please tell me. Yuri shakes her head. No. Wish I could be real. Thank you so much for the follow. You are now one of my lovely lost tales, and you are welcome back at the Blue Rose Respite anytime. Take a seat and enjoy yourself. No, it's me. I keep putting myself in these situations where people are afraid to treat me normally. If you don't like this kind of reading, it's okay. Please, just tell me. I don't need to be treated differently just because I'm weird. But I don't treat you differently. I just want my friends to be happy. So I thought that if we did something together that you really like. I don't want your pity. Why did I do that? Yuri sinks to her knees. Her voice squeaks. I'm sorry. Tears of guilt and self-loathing begin to stream down her face. This isn't how it was supposed to go. Why is it so hard just to articulate your thoughts? Why do you end up pushing everyone away from you? Yuri's mind pounds with internal accusations as she shuts her eyes, unable to face Sayori or the rest of the world. She should leave, just escape from here, before Monica sees her like this, and before Sayori tells Monica what she did. But before Yuri can put any strength into her legs, she feels a warm pair of arms gently wrap around her from behind. I can't. It's okay. Sayori whispers in a soothing voice. It's okay. It's okay. Overcome by despair, Yuri finds herself unable to protest or pull away from Sayori's kind gesture. Yuri sniffles, breathing heavily through a clenched throat, trying with all her willpower to control herself. I understand. I understand that the things you're feeling in your head are different from the things you're trying to say. I know that must be what you're feeling right now. I promise, I understand that. So, I'll give you as much time as you need. When you're ready, just tell me your feelings, and we'll talk about them together, okay? Yuri sniffles again and nods her head. She gives herself a minute to compose her thoughts, then speaks while steadying her voice. I think that I've gotten so used to people being weirded out by me that it feels like anyone who's nice to me is just doing it out of pity. I have to actually pause to let that sink in because God, I relate to that. And also, yes, we're at 950 followers. You guys are amazing, and I love you. You're incredible. Just thank you guys. I'm so horrible with people. So it makes me not want to believe that someone can actually like me for who I am. Mood. Yuri pauses, but Sayori doesn't interrupt. Rather, she waits for Yuri to continue. I got so excited when I joined the literature club. I thought that it was finally my chance to make friends through my interests. Because my interests are the only things I know how to talk about. It's all I have going for me. But then, whenever I catch myself getting overly obsessive in front of other people, it just feels like I'm making a fool of myself. I hate myself for it. Ultimately, I just want to be treated like a normal person. How am I supposed to expect that when I can't behave like one? I just want to learn how to get along with people and stop ruining things for myself. That's all. Yuri finishes her thoughts, feeling more steady after having gotten them out. Sayori, who can feel Yuri's breath rise and fall from beneath her arms, realizes that as well.
Thank you for helping me understand you a little bit better. You know, you were so great at helping me while we were reading. So I'll help you with the things that you need to. But I feel like it would just be frustrating for you with how much patience I require sometimes. That sounds kind of familiar. I couldn't stop worrying about that while we were reading. I was so afraid you would get frustrated with me. But I would never do that. I did my best to reassure you by mentioning how I have a lot of patience. Yeah, I know, but my rational fears just won't be quiet sometimes. I'm sure it's the same for you, right? Yeah, irrational fears. Well, you know, there's no way that you could frustrate me, because I already like you as the person that you are. I know you said you have a hard time believing that, but I promise that it's true. You don't have to be a social person for people to like you. I think you're really considerate in your own way, you know? Worrying so much about people's feelings. We're all kinds of weird. It's a literature club. But it's the best part that we're all different. And we have different interests. Like, about the book. I'm reading it because I want to. I promise that's what I really want. It's a bit of a struggle, but try not to mistake that for me not enjoying it. I mean, we can never discover new things if we didn't try them first, right? I want to learn the reasons why you love it so much. And in the end, if it's not for me, then I can say that. But I'll be glad that I tried it and learned more about you. Plus, you're like super duper smart, and I want that to rub off on me.
Yuri fights back a smile at that comment. Oh! I'm sorry, they're just so sweet. Already, the heavy atmosphere surrounding her seems to have evaporated through the caress of Sayori's arms.
Your hair is so pretty.
I always wanted long hair, but I was awful at taking care of it, so I cut it all off. Yuri's tension relaxes. For once, she feels okay just listening, rather than worrying so much about saying the right thing. Sayori, sensing Yuri's comfort, lets her rest. It must be so difficult for her to feel relaxed around other people. But if the literature club can make it happen, then it's something that she deserves to experience.
Well then, based on my understanding of your feelings, I suppose I wouldn't mind if we were to continue reading. That's what I wanted to hear. But we can stop at any time. If you truly don't like it, please be honest about it. I won't be offended. Of course. I'm not going to judge anything this early on, though, so we'll just see what happens. Oh, and, it's not good to touch people without their consent first. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Oh, you didn't. I mean, I suppose it was kind of nice. I was just saying. I'm back! Monica's back! I haven't seen you, like, at all recently.
Sayori trots over to Monica. She whispers loudly.
Can I hug you? Sayori!
Sure, Sayori. Sayori wraps her arms around Monica. Oh yeah, Yuri, it might be good to know. Sayori can be kind of a hug monster.
Hey, don't call me a monster.
Artemis is a monster. If he inherits the kingdom, it could spell disaster. Yuri laughs. Monica perplexedly looks between the two of them, then smiles. Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying your reading so far. Hang on. Sorry, I just got a hair stuck in my mouth. I've got really long hair and it gets stuck everywhere. Ugh. Sorry. Yeah. It's like our first real activity as a literature club. Ah, about that. Well, you've been so patient with exploring my interests. I think that it would be inconsiderate of me not to return the favor to you and learn about the things you like. Yes. Do you like poetry? Oh. Yuri smiles. Yay! Oh, that was so cute! Okay, I'm just gonna quick check. I think we might have just added some more music. Yeah, I think we just added more music to that. And for pictures, yes, we've got some cute little backgrounds. Oh, and the other poems that we read today as well. And these parts, the new photos, some concept sketches. Okay, that's kind of cute. Such anime. So anime. Let's maybe change things up with the background, maybe. I don't want them to be like specific on like one girl. I want them to have like all the girls. Okay, let's change it to this one. This one's cute. Yeah. I like that one. And it's featuring all the girls. Yeah. So yes. We're going to continue the story in just a second. Yep, everything's going great. So we'll probably do maybe another half hour or so of the main game, and then we'll wrap it up for the night. But I'm really glad that we did the side stories, because it gives us a good amount of history about the literature club, how they all met, how they initially like didn't get along with each other, and then like eventually got along with each other. Because I am dying of the cuteness, guys. It's too much for my heart to take.
Doki Doki.
Let's continue. Franklin, thank you so much for the subscription. Seriously, thank you so much. You're amazing. I'm so glad you're able to make it tonight, and thank you so much for your amazing support. Mwah. And since you are now a subscriber, you can also join my VIP Discord. So there are instructions on how to do so on my About page, and awesome, thank you so much. Okay, I think this was it. Yes, this is the latest one. Hint, you can use the skip button to fast forward any text you've already read. Sorry, I'm going to try and get your name right, but Kyla, thank you so much for the follow. You are now one of my lovely Lost Tales, and you are welcome back at the Blue Rose Respite anytime. Take a seat and enjoy yourself. Oh, Franklin, I hope you like them. Like, I really like how the sub badges came out. They look really cute next to everyone. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori. Oh, by the way, for newcomers, I changed my character's name in this is Stefan, just to have a masculine name because you're playing a male character in the game, but it's close enough to Stephanie. Hey, Sayori.
Huh?
Sorry, I was spacing out. No wonder.
I was thinking about something from earlier.
Okay, thanks so much for joining us tonight, man behind the screen. You have an awesome week ahead.
I like how we get to...
Sayori fumbles with her words.
So, let's just say that one day, Yuri asks to walk home with you.
Huh?
What would you do?
What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Oh. She's feeling a little bit jealous and anxious. Oh no! And we just did the side stories, fuck! Oh, I don't know, like, because we've kind of, like, done bits in the past where, like, Stefan and Yuri are kind of getting to know each other a little bit better, but no. Oh. I would still walk home with Sayori. She's your neighbor, she's your best friend. And, yeah. Yeah, I'd walk home with Sayori still. Oh. I know, guys, I'm sorry. Okay. I committed to Yuri with this run, so I'm gonna commit to Yuri. Sorry. I'm just delaying the inevitable. I got hair stuck on my arm. What is a rose garden but an archive of flowers? Very well put. Very well put, Regem. Yeah. Oh, and I fully intended for the side stories to be like that extra salt in the wound for what comes later. So, you know what? We committed to it last Sunday. We're gonna be like leaning more towards Yuri with this, so I would walk home with Yuri. Walking home with Yuri, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? I mean, given how hard it is for her to socialize, I would feel awful turning her down, so isn't she so beautiful and smart? That has nothing to do with what I just said. You admitted it. Jeez. There's not even any point in speculating something that's never gonna happen. Well, maybe. But I just like to think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know? Need you? Sayori. I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now. Sorry. Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you. If you say so. The conversation trails off and I'm left feeling awkward. But it was kind of her fault for trapping me with such a weird question. I can't just lie to her. But if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Okay, so we committed to Yuri with this run, so we use big words, big and dark words for Yuri. I thought fantasy would be Yuri's word. Effulgent. Melancholy. I have depression. Sorry, I just need a moment. The fact that Sayori was the one who jumped when you clicked the word depression. This game, you guys. I'm actually gonna quickly save. Horror. Misfortune. Why are you jumping like that, Sayori? Ambient. Infinite. Graveyard. Essence? Ooh, all of these are quite middle of the road for what they could be. Comfort? Wonder who jumps when I say Doki Doki. Okay, Natsuki. Nightgown. Unrequited? Oh no! And philosophy and frightening. I might have fucked this up. I think I got most of them Yuris. I didn't get a perfect Yuri poem, but I tried. It should be enough.
Oh man, I'm the last one here again.
Don't worry, I just walked in too.
Were you practicing piano again?
Yeah.
You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and now picking up piano?
Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out with the festival too.
I can't wait for the festival. It's gonna be great.
Weren't you complaining about it yesterday, Natsuki?
Well, yeah. I'm not talking about our part in the festival, but it's a whole day of school where we get to play and eat all kinds of delicious food.
You sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden.
Monica, do they usually have fried squid?
Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to.
Oh, come on. Are you saying you don't like squid? You, of all people?
I didn't say I don't like it. Besides, what do you mean by you of all people?
Because it's right in your name. Monica. That's not how you say my name at all.
Also, that joke makes no sense in translation. I assume it's a joke because like the character that is Mon, or maybe it's like the character for Mon or Ika is like can also be used in the word for octopus. So yeah, it doesn't make sense in English, but I assume it makes a whole lot more sense in Japanese. Never mind. Let's just focus on our own event for now, okay? Also, why did Monica point that out? That's weird.
Fine. Your reactions aren't as funny as Yuri or Sayori's anyway.
Excuse me. Where is Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are. Sayori is sitting at a desk in the corner of the room, looking down at nothing. I walk over to her. Hey, Sayori. I wave my hand in front of her face. You're spacing out again.
Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else.
Huh? Is everything alright?
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't it be?
It just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things.
Jeez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see?
Sayori shows me a big smile.
Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone.
Well, alright. If you say so. I worriedly glance at Sayori before turning back towards everyone else. When the conversation is already dispersed, with everyone back at their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monica if she's noticed anything about Sayori recently. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they must have been spending a lot of time together. I timidly approach Monica, who is shuffling through some papers at her desk.
Stefan, what's up?
Hey, this might sound a little strange, but have you noticed anything up with Sayori recently?
Anything up with her? In what way do you mean?
Maybe I'm reading a little into it a little too much, but she seems a bit downcast today.
Oh, you think so? I can't say that I've noticed anything about her.
Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who is idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk.
Maybe there is something on her mind. But I'm surprised I'm not the one asking you, Stefan. You certainly know her a lot better than I do.
Yeah, but she's never really like this. She's always talked to me about things that bothered her. But this time, when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know this isn't your problem. I just wanted to ask if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now.
No. It's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. Also, I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know?
Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. Are you sure about that? She seems like she wanted to be left alone.
Are you sure? Maybe she just has a hard time bringing it up with the person of interest.
Person of interest? What do you mean by that?
I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Stefan.
Me? Me? How on earth could you come to that conclusion?
Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks about you more than anything else, you know? She's been so much happier since you've joined the club. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her.
What? No way. Sayori is always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different now than it always has been.
You're so funny, Stefan. Have you thought that maybe you've always seen her as so cheerful? Because that's just how she is when she's around you? Oh, I said too much. I'm sorry. What do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now.
Alright. Monica smiles meaningly. I know she said to forget about it, but I already know that I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monica stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her. But she's keeping her voice so quiet that I can't hear her from here. I sigh and sit myself down. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her, and to have fun with everyone else.
Hey Choi, how's it going? Glad you could join us tonight at the Blue Rose Respite. I hope you're enjoying the game, this stream so far, and just feel free to just chill with the chat. We're all having a good time together.
That's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her, that I'm letting this weigh me down so much?
Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Choi. So glad you can make it tonight, and you are now one of my lovely lost tales, and you are welcome back to Blue Rose Respite anytime. Just feel free to chill, enjoy the ride. And yeah, rampant, like, Stefan is dense as a tungsten rod. Yep, just come on, read the room, man.
Exactly how much do I care about her that I'm letting this weigh me down so much? Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of the ordinary. But there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica. Why does it feel like I'm being watched? I glance around the room. Suddenly, I notice Yuri peering at me from over her book. But she looks away just as quickly with a flustered look on her face. I realize that she won't get anywhere like this. I've never really seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation on her own accord. So, I have no choice but to approach her myself. By now, it's a little easier for me to do that. I stand up from my desk and sit in one next to her own.
I didn't mean to bother you or anything.
Relax, you didn't even do anything.
But I could tell that you wanted to be alone with your thoughts.
Alone with my thoughts? How are you even able to tell that I was thinking like that?
Well, it's something that I do a lot. So it wasn't hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that.
In any case, I guess you were right. I'm sorry if I caused you any concern.
Don't apologize.
Your troubles are only the concerns of those who willingly share in that concern.
Of course, there are certainly those who find most comforting keeping to themselves. But if you would prefer to share what's on your mind, then I would be glad to listen.
It's really not that big a deal. I was just feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori.
Sayori?
Yeah, she seems a little off today, but when I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her.
Oh? That's quite romantic. Sorry, I didn't mean to say something stupid.
It's not that, I just didn't want you to misunderstand. Sayori and I have just been friends for a really long time, that's all.
Oh, I see. Then perhaps it is unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings.
Or maybe I'm just reading into it a little too much.
Stefan, the world is full of meaning, often hidden deep beneath plain sight. And there are many untold mysteries behind every person, no matter how well you may know them.
So you think that there might be something behind it after all?
I think that Sayori is a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head. And she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today too. And I also feel some concern for her. But in your case, it looked like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she?
Well, I guess that was the case.
Sayori. She really means a lot to you, doesn't she?
I guess. But you don't need to put it that way. We're just good friends, that's all. Yuri suddenly looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is gentle and curious, as if she was searching for something. Embarrassed, I avert my gaze.
Sometimes, a person's mysteries are untold even to themselves. And you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings you weren't aware were in you. That is, I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her.
Yuri, you're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy, so I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you. Speak for yourself, Stefan.
That's not a compliment, is it?
It is what it is. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading?
Well, as long as you're okay with it.
Yeah. I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway. Okay, everyone. After some time passes, Monica calls out to the club room. Why don't we share our poems now? Before I know it, everything is back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. I make eye contact with Monica, and she smiles at me. I wonder what she was talking about with Sayori. I'm curious. I need to know. Okay. Who should we read with first? We purposefully picked words more leaning towards Yuri. So why don't we go Yuri, Sayori, Monica, and Natsuki.
Stefan, your writing has only improved in these last few days. Every poem you've shown me has been nothing short of spectacular. I can really feel the emotions. I'm a little envious even. I don't think it ever came to me this naturally.
Yuri, that's the wrong way to put it. This never did come naturally to me. But I've been able to improve so much thanks to you. You're really the example I was chasing after.
Is that so?
Yuri gently smiles to herself.
This feeling. I'm so glad I got the chance to share my writing. I never thought it would feel like this.
I remember you mentioning that yesterday. I can't believe that you're so good at something and you never even shared that with anyone. Oh, she's so cute. It's kind of a shame.
Maybe, but it's not like I really had a choice.
What do you mean?
Well,
Yuri smiles sadly.
Stefan, during lunchtime, I eat by myself. Did you know that? It's a great time to find a quiet spot and do some reading. In fact,
I always have some books with me. Danganronpa, thank you so much for the follow. You are now one of my lovely Lost Tales, and you are welcome back at the Blue Rose Respite anytime. I have played a couple of Danganronpa games, and they're a hell of a lot of fun, so great username. But I'm glad you're able to join us tonight. Take a seat and enjoy yourself. You could say I really enjoy reading. Well, that's one way to put it anyway. Oh, the names aren't coming to me at the moment. Like, it's been a couple of years, so I'm sorry I can't remember any of the names off the top of my head. Junko is great. I also really like the nurse as well. Like, I can't remember the names. Sorry. It's been a long time since I've played. Well, that's one way to put it anyway. But books are so full of amazing and inspiring people. Oh, also I'm a big fan of I think her name is Estelle, the ultimate gambler. I liked her as well. Books are so full of amazing and inspiring people. People you want to fall in love with. Or people you just know would make a really good friend. Yes, her name was Celeste. Thank you, Undyne fan. Cheerful people who always put a smile on your face. Or deep thinkers and problem solvers who discover the mysteries of life. So when you look at it that way, I'm surrounded by friends every day. You know? And those friends don't laugh at me. They don't tease me for spacing out all the time. They don't make fun of my body type. And they don't hate me for acting like a know-it-all. People will say that about you? I'm not a know-it-all, Stefan. It's the opposite. I don't know anything. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to make people see me as normal. I don't even know how to make myself happy. I have all these feelings, and all I can do is see them with them as read and write. But it wasn't until now that I started sharing it with you that I really understood what was missing all this time. But I haven't really done anything. No. Okay, have a good night, Wolf Warrior. No. That's wrong. Just being patient and respectful. That's really important to me. I know I'm a difficult person, Stefan. I speak too slowly. I second guess myself all the time. I read too deeply into things. But every time, you've always treated me just like anyone else. It's so rare that I feel comfortable with myself when I talk to others. But that's why every time I talk to you, I just feel really happy. I see. Well, I treat you like how you deserve to be treated, Yuri. And if other people don't see it that way, then screw them. I mean, I joined the club hoping I would make friends. And I would say I've had at least one success. Wouldn't you? If you put it that way, yeah. We really are friends now, aren't we? Yuri puts her head in her hands. She's so cute. But this time she's smiling as she does it. Do you want to show me your poem? Yeah, I do. Let me get it for you. Ghost Under the Light, Part 2. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. In the distance, a blue-green light flickers. A lone figure crosses its path, a silhouette obstructing the eerie glow. My heart pounds. The silhouette grows. Closer. Closer. I open my umbrella, casting a shadow to shield me from visibility. But I'm too late. He steps into the streetlight. I gasp and drop my umbrella. The light flickers. My heart pounds. He raises his arm. Time stops. The only indication of movement is the amber light flicking against his outstretched arm. The flickering light is in rhythm with the pounding of my heart, teasing me from succumbing to this forbidden emotion. Have you ever heard of a ghost feeling warmth before? Giving up on understanding, I laugh. Understanding is overrated. I touch his hand. The flickering stops. Ghosts are blue-green. My heart is amber.
That's really beautiful. I like that.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Finishing the poem, I hand it back to Yuri. But instead of taking it from me, she looks away.
Do you dislike it?
Oh, no, of course not. I just don't really know how I should respond. Despite Yuri's poems usually being cryptic, it wasn't hard to figure out what this one was about.
I don't know if I'll be able to explain this one.
That's fine. I understand this one.
Oh.
Yuri is having an even harder time speaking than usual. Does this one mean a lot to you? Yuri nods. I'm not really good with words, but I'm happy that you shared it with me. So, thank you. And I hope we keep spending time together. Despite my inability to make eye contact, I see a faint smile emerge on Yuri's lips. I once again try to hand the poem back to her, but instead, Yuri gently takes my hands and pushes them back towards me. I hesitate in response to her warm touch.
You can... The poem is...
Once again, Yuri fails to form a complete sentence. You mean I can keep it? Yuri nods. I'd love to. Again, Yuri faintly smiles, as if she doesn't want me to notice.
You always make me feel nice. I know I'm not good with people, but I hope that I can return the favor sometimes.
Yeah. Don't worry. I think you do a good job. Yuri finally turns back towards me.
I guess we should move on before Monica says something. But I'm sure we can talk again later.
Yeah. I'm sure we will. With that, Yuri timidly smiles at me, and I return to my seat so I can put her poem away.
Oh.
Okay, let's go check on Sayori.
Huh. It's nice, I guess.
Come on, I can already tell you don't like it.
Well, you don't need to worry about what I think. After all, you wrote this for someone else, didn't you?
Monica Cineroll, how's it going? Welcome to the Blue Rose Respite. Take a seat and enjoy yourself. We're just sharing, I believe this is the 3rd or 4th poem that we've written, but we're all just sharing ideas. We've already presented it to Yuri, and she seemed to be quite taken with it. But we had to present it to Monica. So, Monica. Oh, Monica! Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for your support. You are now one of my lovely lost tales. As a fan of literature yourself, I'm sure you can appreciate it. But thank you so much for joining us tonight for the follow, so I hope you enjoy the rest of the stream.
After all, you wrote this for someone else, didn't you?
Probably Yuri. Also, if you will allow me, Monica, do I have permission to boop you back? After all, because you did boop me in chat. I didn't write this for anyone specifically.
Maybe. That's not really what I meant, though.
Okay, because I do like to check that people are right with being booped before I boop them, so... Boop! Thank you so much, Monica.
That's not really what I meant, though. But it's okay. You're making new friends, just like how I was hoping. That makes me really happy. And you're happy too, right? In this club?
Well, of course I am.
Good. That's all that matters to me. Thank you, Stefan.
Sayori, is there something wrong?
Huh? No, nothing. I'm just a little tired today.
Alright. Just tell me if you need anything.
I will.
Don't worry about me, okay?
You can go play with everyone else now.
If you insist.
Yay! I'm gonna go home a little bit early today.
Sayori.
Tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow.
Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom, humming to herself. Franklin, I need to ask you where you got that emote of Ghostface, because I love it. Sorry, I'm a big fan of horror and a big fan of slasher movies, so I'm sorry, that Ghostface emote in chat is just so cute. But yes, I need to focus. I need to focus and I need to continue. Let's show it to Monica next. Natsuki always hates my poems anyway.
Hi, Stefan. Have you thought about what you want to submit to perform at the festival?
Well, being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people, I'll have to give it some more thought.
Okay, no pressure. But whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. It would also make me happy to see. Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem.
Sure. I let Monica take the poem I'm holding in my hands. It's from a guy who streams a horror game. Oh, he streams Dead by Daylight. His name is Ozdava. Great game. They have Michael Myers, Ghostface, Freddy Krueger. Awesome. I haven't played Dead by Daylight in a while. I played on and off a little bit. I got the Silent Hill DLC. Sorry, not to get too far off topic. Oh, Samuel, I know exactly where you got that emote from, and she is chef's kiss. Very good taste. But yes. Those emotes are just really cute.
Your style's gotten so refined, Stefan. Yuri's been teaching you a lot of things, hasn't she?
Well... Hey, Nito Bandito! How's it going? Welcome to the Blue Rose Respite. Feel free to stay as long as you like. I guess so.
Yeah, I've been noticing how much time you spend with her.
Viraju, Dead by Daylight equals most brutal cops and robbers game. You know what? You're not wrong. I do not hear a single lie in that sentence.
I think I've heard her say more words these past couple of days than she's talked in the whole year. Not sure how you did it, but that's pretty impressive.
Well, she just needs some patience and a way to talk about all the things in her head, I guess. I'm still getting the hang of it myself.
You're certainly putting in a lot of effort. You must really like her. That's... It's awfully suspicious, you know.
Oh, Steel Monkey 31! Like, for tomorrow, happy 38th birthday. Seriously, like, congratulations. I really hope you have an awesome, awesome day, okay?
It's awfully suspicious, you know. Spending time with her in the club room every day. Reading that edgy novel with her.
Well, I just feel bad that she has a hard time socializing. It makes me want to make sure she doesn't spend all her time alone. Besides, the novel isn't too bad either, you know?
Alright. I get you. Just be careful, alright? I know that Yuri isn't used to opening herself up. So if something bad happens while she's vulnerable, then it could be really hard for her. Her books aren't a total escape from reality. They're just a bandage.
You say that like I'm going to hurt her.
Sorry, I didn't mean that. If anything, she might accidentally hurt herself. Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, alright?
Alright. The Lady Who Knows Everything. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders earth, the lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather, lost adrift the sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. But when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend is all that remains, the last dim star glimmering in the Is that misspelt, Monica, or is that intentional? Glimmering in the twilight sky, until one day the wind ceases to blow. I fall, and I fall and fall and fall even more, gentle as a feather, a dry quill, expressionless, but a hand catches me between the thumb and forefinger, the hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything knows what I am thinking. Before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which amounts to nothing. There is no meaning, there is no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend. Your legend does not exist. And with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, and thank you for the stretch check, Steel Monkey. Oh. Thank you, thank you. Oh, hang on. Sorry, my hair was just getting in the way of my headphones. Oh, and thank you for the hydrate check. Franklin. I know we're going a little bit longer than usual, but there's just a certain point in the story that I want to get to before we wrap it up for tonight. So we're probably going to get towards the end of the next day, and then we'll call it a night. So we'll probably be going for maybe another, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. So just a heads up. I know, Franklin, I just wanted to clarify because some people need to head out for one reason or another, or they're in different time zones. So I just always like to keep you guys updated if there's a change in like how long I plan on streaming for a particular night. And yeah, I may be kind of like feeling a little bit of like, maybe the lady knows everything is the seraph of stories. Maybe this is like a complete, like, not even like a 4th wall break, but like 16 wall break. You know, I feel like learning and looking for answers are the sort of things that give life meaning. Not to get too philosophical or anything, but it was kind of on my mind, so that's what I wrote about. I see. I never really put much thought into it. In a way, it's almost paradoxical. Because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning? You know, there's one thing I noticed. It seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy. Are you surprised? I mean, if everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? Humans aren't two-dimensional creatures. I think you'd know that better than anyone. Wonder why. Anyway, you mean one-dimensional? Yeah, that. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to share your writing because you're afraid it's not that good? It can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something you put so much into. But if you find other people who enjoy writing, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of just telling you that your writing is good, or okay, or bad, they'll want to focus more on everything that went into it, and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it will make you want to continue improving. It's almost like having your own little literature club, don't you think? Honestly, it's kind of like that's kind of similar to what my Discord is in a lot of ways, because I do have specific chats that are for like sharing stories and stuff. Like if you're working on a creative piece, then you're encouraged to share with the Discord if you're comfortable, and also sharing fun things like recipes and like photos of your food and like mini projects and stuff like that. So maybe like we have like a single chat. Maybe I should even like rename it to like the Seraph's Literature Club or something like that. I don't know. I will entertain that thought. I will think about that. But actually with that, I'm going to save it. It's almost like having your own little literature club, don't you think? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Who should I show my poem to next? Natsuki, she hates my poetry.
This one's alright.
Alright?
Well, yeah. It doesn't blow me away.
Paleo Seraph Literature Club. Perfect, fucking perfect. Also, welcome back. I hope you're enjoying yourself.
But there's nothing I really hate about it. It's just not really my style. I mean, that's fine. Come to think of it, this kind of style reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday.
Huh? You think so?
Well, yeah. Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for long enough, you might be on the same wavelength.
Okay, that's actually nice of her to say.
But you never really struck me as her type.
Sayori has a type all of a sudden?
Well, I don't know. But honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's not like she's dragging around, it's like she's dragging around a dead weight.
Thanks, Natsuki. That's a little unnecessary. But think of it this way. If it weren't for me, she'll probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. Hang on, sorry. Excuse me. Sorry about that. You could say that we each take care of each other in our own way.
Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem.
Here. I'll be your beach. Your mind is so full of troubles and fears that diminish your wonder over the years. But today I have a special place, a beach for us to go. A shore reaching beyond your sight, a sea that sparkles with brilliant light. The walls in your mind will melt away before the sunny glow. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you thought had left you long ago. Let's bury your heavy thoughts in a pile of sand, bathe in sunbeams and hold my hand. Wash your insecurities in the salty sea, and let me see you shine. Let's leave your memories in a footprint trail, set you free in my windy sail, and remember the reasons you're wonderful when you press your lips to mine. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you thought had left you long ago. But if you let me by your side, your own beach, your own escape, you'll learn how to love yourself again. Oh, Natsuki, that's really nice. I like that one. Also, thank you, chat.
Yeah. I felt like writing about negative things, so I wanted to write something with a nice message for once. Besides, the beach is awesome. Kinda hard to write anything negative about the beach.
So you decided to write about the beach first, and then came up with the message later?
Yeah, well, it's only because of what happened yesterday. I mean, after Yuri and I realized we kind of wrote about the same thing, she wanted to pick a topic and have us both write about it, or whatever.
I see. Something tells me the poem Yuri showed me isn't the one she plans on sharing with everyone else. Of course, I choose not to mention that to Natsuki.
Ugh, you can really see her doing that too. making us write about a simple topic, then trying to impress me by coming up with something all fancy. Well, it's not like I care, Parke. I just did it anyway. I mean, I guess mine ended up being kind of metaphorical too. But there's nothing wrong with doing that once in a while. At the very least, it was good practice.
Oh, Franklin! Thank you so much for the gifted sub to Rampant Prime! You're amazing. Thank you so much for supporting my archive. I really appreciate it. And wonderful. Just, you guys are amazing. Okay, you three. We're all done sharing poems, right? Why don't we start figuring out... Hold a second. Is it just me, or did you say something strange just now? Something did sound a bit unusual. That's right. You deviated from usual catchphrase when addressing the club. Oh, thank you for the hydrates check, Frugal. Oh, Franklin. My Sunday streams tend to be a bit more wholesome, because it's all about like unwinding at the end of a long week. So I tend to like keep those chill vibes and usually have like narration focused streams or like chill games. My Friday streams are when things get a little spicier. But yes, I'm really glad that this is your first stream with us, and hopefully you'll be able to join for many more in the future. Catchphrase? I don't have a catchphrase. Jeez. Why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri isn't immune to it. Stagnating air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen. In your books, maybe. Look, the only thing different is that Sayori isn't here. It seems you're right. Sayori always helps lighten the mood a little bit, doesn't she? It's almost like everyone's balance is thrown off a little when she's not around. Where the heck did she run off to anyway? I thought she just went to pee. Natsuki, please show some decency. Oh, come on! She actually wasn't feeling too well and went home early. Is that so? I hope she's alright. Seriously? Of all the times to not go home with her, you pick the time she's not feeling well? So much for you two being all lovey-dovey. No. First of all, stop misunderstanding my friendship with Sayori. And second, she's kind of been avoiding me today, so I didn't want to force it. Oh? That curious expression coming from Yuri of all people. Calm down, guys. I talked to her earlier, and everything is fine. What did she say? Anyway, we need to figure out the rest of the festival preparations, so... let's decide what everyone will be doing this weekend. I already know what I'm doing. Are we just forgetting that Sayori is... okay, fine. That's right. Natsuki will be making cupcakes, but we might need a lot of them, and different flavors. Can you handle that all by yourself, Natsuki? Challenge accepted! And as for myself, I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Sayori will be helping me design them. And as for Yuri... Yuri, you can... Guys? Can you help me come up with something for Yuri? I'm useless. No, that's not it at all. You're the most talented person here, you know? Now Natsuki's pouting too? Jeez, even I can tell now. I guess I never gave Sayori enough credit, but I can still tell things even harder on you when she's not around. That may be the case, but if I can't also be a leader on my own, then I won't grow as a person. So, Yuri, you have beautiful handwriting, you know? So you should make some banners and decorations to help set the atmosphere. Atmosphere? About that. I love atmosphere. Yuri's expression suddenly changes as she stares at her desk in focus and starts nodding to herself. Excuse me. Your mind is already racing, I see.
That's great. You'll be wonderful help, Yuri. But anyway, that just leaves you, Stefan.
The one who is truly useless.
Don't say that. In fact, both Natsuki and Yuri have some pretty heavy tasks to handle. It would probably go a long way to give one of them a hand. You could always help me out as well. I would really be appreciative of that. Is Monica suggesting I spend the weekend with one of my club members? Maybe. How on earth are they going to respond to a suggestion like that? I suppose I wouldn't mind a bit of help. Well, even if you do know how to bake, there's always some dirty work I could give to you. It's not like Monica's going to give me a choice. You shouldn't be sitting on your butt anyway.
Natsuki tries to mumble a bunch of excuses like that.
If I recall, Natsuki, you mentioned that you would like to handle the baking on your own. Stefan may not like to be around if you only make him out to be a nuisance. So therefore, he may be more suited to assisting with the decorations. Hold on, I never said that. How hard could it be to make a few decorations anyway? Sounds more like you're just making excuses for Stefan to... What are you saying? It will be extremely meticulous work. And baking isn't? Just what do you think? Guys, let's settle down for a moment. In the end, I think it's up for Stefan to decide how he'd like to contribute. Besides... Excuse me. He hasn't really gotten the chance to spend any time with me yet, you know? So I'm sure he's interested in... You literally just said... I'm surprised as well. Sorry. I was just saying, though. Jeez. Can we just settle this already? Yeah. Stefan, you're okay with this, right? In the end, it's up to you.
Of course.
Very well. In that case...
Everyone looks straight at me. But of course, I'm going to go with... Guys, you know we're picking Yuri. We settled on her for this run. It's gonna be Yuri. Let's make some decorations. Well, I'll probably be most useful helping out Yuri.
Me? Hacker Bolty, thank you so much for the follow. You are now one of my lovely lost tales, and you're welcome back at the Blue Rose Respite anytime. Thanks very much for joining us tonight, and take a seat in the chat. I'm sure they'll make you feel more than welcome. Are you serious? Why would you... Natsuki, I can already tell you're going to say something mean. No?
Yeah, the extra dots at Sayori's name just... Oh, that did not sit right with me.
I was just saying... Oh. So you'll be helping Yuri then, Stefan?
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm glad. I have a bad habit of overthinking these sort of things. So I think your assistance will be useful. That's great to hear. Natsuki, will you be able to handle the baking yourself? I mean, yeah. I already said I would be fine. Okay.
Everyone can tell that Natsuki is feeling a little sour. So, is that everything we need to go over?
Yeah, that should be about it.
Are you guys excited?
Well, excited may not be the right word, but I suppose I'm looking forward to it a little bit.
Do you feel the same way, Stefan? Me? I guess you could say I'm interested to see how it'll turn out.
That's good enough for me. What about you, Natsuki? Natsuki? What? Why is everyone yelling at me? I didn't even do anything. No, that's not what I meant at all.
Yuri anxiously glances between everyone in the room.
I'm sorry for this. I don't really know why Stefan picked me. And also, your cupcakes are the best cupcakes I've ever had. They go really well with my tea. And nothing that I do for the event will compare to that, so... I get it. I'm kinda surprised, though. Why? Well, I'm the one acting immature. I already know that. You're trying to cheer me up all of a sudden? I know I'm not very good at it. I'm sorry if I said something bad.
Natsuki isn't the only one surprised. Monica and I are also taken aback by Yuri's words. When she already has trouble with words, trying to cheer someone up must be far out of her comfort zone. But I begin to understand. Yuri was trying to sound like Sayori. Even if it didn't work perfectly, I can tell that she tried to say something Sayori would say at a time like this. Oh. Because Sayori always helps everyone smile and feel good about themselves.
No, I kind of appreciated it. I'm sorry for making a big deal out of nothing. But I'm going to say this. You better bet that my cupcakes are going to be the best part of the whole event.
I believe you. Yeah. I hope to see everyone do their best. But with that, there's nothing more for today. So I guess it's time for us to head out.
Alright, let's get out of here then.
Everyone packs up their things. I start to follow Monica and Natsuki out the door as they chat between each other. I turn around.
Sorry. I realized that I don't have any way of contacting you this weekend.
Oh, you're right. I can't believe that slipped my mind. Should I give you my phone number?
I think that would be the best way, yes.
Alright then. Yuri and I exchange phone numbers.
Okay. Then I'll be stopping by your house on Sunday.
My house?
Is that a problem?
No, not at all. I just thought that I would be the one going to your house since I'm the one helping you.
Oh, I suppose that makes sense. But if you don't mind, I think I would prefer going to your house.
Alright. In that case, it won't be a problem. I decide not to press Yuri for a reason. It's not like it should matter either way, so I'll just need to make sure my room is clean. I hope I managed to make myself useful in some way. I'm not nearly as creative as you are.
Don't underestimate yourself, Stefan.
I think that we make a very productive team. Even if you only choose me because you felt bad or something. Wait, you don't actually think that, do you?
I don't know. It's difficult to come up with any other reason that you may have chosen me.
Oh, thank you for the hydrates check, Deathbringer. Okay, what I might actually do, because I'm not sure how long the dialogue or the conversation of like the weekend will go, or how long that'll be. That could be like an extra half hour. So once we've finished this day, I think I'll save it and then we'll wrap things up for the night. Just because then we'll go into like what the weekend brings and the other stuff as well. You're forgetting the one reason with the most common sense. I chose to help you because that's what I want to do.
But that...
Yuri thinks to herself in an extremely tense expression. Yuri, you're overthinking this. You wanted me to point out when you're overthinking, right?
I didn't realize.
I'm telling you, I want to. That's all there is to it. Do you believe me? Yuri thinks really hard again. She looks straight into my eyes for a long while.
I believe you.
Oh. See, you guys say that, but I have to be up early for work tomorrow and it's my stream and my rules, so I might just pull a cliffhanger on you guys. It's as if it took a tremendous effort. Yuri finally says that and relaxes her expression.
And I'm really looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah, I am too. After that exchange, I make my way out the door and Yuri follows. Okay, I'm gonna save over here. Save over that picture of Monica. So yes, I'm going to wrap things up here and now so that we can do the full weekend in one magnificent boost. So I'm just going to quickly double check that. And we will exit. Return to desktop. Oh, look at my girls. So adorable. But yes, actually, is that a new picture? I'm just going to check something. Oh, it's the new poems that we got. Okay. Just do a quick check if anything new popped up. Oh, it's concept art for that, like, one of Yuri. Oh, I like that. I like that we get to see, like, the concept art and stuff like that for this amazing game. So yes, I will be wrapping up things here and now. So you will all have to join me for Sunday so we can see how the weekend goes. But thank you all so much for joining me this evening. I had so much fun with that, and I hope all of you can join me next time as we continue the story of Doki Doki Literature Club. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. We actually had an amazing influx of new followers. So to all of you who joined us tonight and decided to stick around and follow me, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you all had a wonderful time, and I hope to see you on Sunday as we continue with Doki Doki Literature Club. But also I hope that you will join me on Friday as well for my Friday night spice streams, where we are currently playing Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, and then afterwards we will be continuing with Resident Evil 8 Village. But I'll leave that for now. But thank you all so much for joining me this evening. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and as always, stay wicked and wonderful. Good night, guys.